Coucou les coucous! De retour à Exit Fate. J'ai grindé un tout petit peu les épisodes, quelques levels pour tout le monde, j'imagine. J'ai surtout pogné une coupe de Men Hall. Puis j'ai, si je me trompe pas, 4 First Sandal. Tout a des Swift Shoes. Puis je pense que j'en ai une autre paire qui traîne. Ouais, j'ai une autre paire qui traîne pour un... potentiellement un autre mage dans le futur. Est-ce que... Équipe, Yang en a-tu lui aussi? Oui, il y en a aussi. Fait que je connais. J'en ai une coupe de spare. For everyone that isn't a caster. Bon, on a un boss qui arrive. It's a dead end. Something's here. Squee! Little too late for that, isn't it? Ça sonne comme un Pokémon. Alright, on a la Wyvern avec ses deux ailes. La Right Wing drop un Brass Badge qui est un +2, +4, quelque chose. Weapon level, special skill, item accessory. Badge. Je me badge les dents. Les rings, c'est de la magie, fait. Ouais, qu'est-ce que je cherche? Amulette, bandana, bracer, brass ring. C'est pas un ring, c'est un badge. Magie, speed, magic defense, accuracy, HP, physical defense. Il n'y a pas le strength ici, fait que j'assume que c'est ça. Dans tous les cas, c'est pas la chose la plus pertinente pour moi. La chose que je veux, d'abord et avant tout, c'est l'aile gauche. C'est un level 2 spell. Le light spell level 2. On peut commencer à bâcher l'aile gauche. Ok. Ok, il commence à se casser des buffs, lui là. Fait que j'assume qu'il y a haste. L'autre, je suis pas sûr. Ow! Ok, c'est pas super. On va essayer la right wing pour pogner le brass badge. Parfait. Puis le corps a juste un diamond dust. On va essayer d'avoir là, mais. Oui, oui donc! Mandal, s'il te plaît. J'en ai une coupe que je peux utiliser, je pense. Puis le corps. 50% de chance aussi. Le corps, les ailes ont 550 HP, le corps a 1900. Fait que. J'ai encore du temps de spare. Direct. Yeah, sure. On va continuer. Ok. Derek, ouais. Punch. En tout cas, je pense que c'est l'affaire que je me calisse le plus que je suis pas capable de voler. Là. Mais à vrai dire, je le veux pareil parce que ça s'achète pas, je pense. Alright. Back to murder. Ah, j'en ai plus. J'étais comme, ah, quoi? Le buff m'a donné 0 points de dégâts. Aïe! Ok, bon, ben, on va aller à... d'autres spells. Purple Herb. Même pas un level. It looks indeed like a cul-de-sac. Guess this was the big creature that we were supposed to get rid of. Should we head back then? What was she like, Angel? Who? You mean Brunhild? She was a normal girl, I guess. She likes to read, and she was pretty smart. She was always dreaming of seeing more of the world, and she spent a lot of time outdoors. One thing in particular I noticed was that she was very protective of you. She always chose your side in an argument, and she never wanted to see you get hurt. Maybe it was because you were the only family she had left, but it was very striking. What could have possibly happened since then? I don't know. I don't understand it at all. Well, it's not something we can solve by staying here. Let's go back to the Elysium Castle. We've exterminated the monster deep inside the ruins. The rest of them should fade away with time now. Oh, je peux toujours revenir ici. So we still have to wait before we can venture inside again? Oh well, at least there's no danger to the surrounding area anymore. We'll come back here another time. Thanks for the help. Should check back to at Elysium to see if there's any news. Avant de retourner au château, on va faire ceci. Est-ce que le jeu me suggère de faire autre chose? Non. Le jeu, le guide. No one here. So Jizzy, I guess you have some time to rest for now. Daniel? I know. You don't have a lot of time left. You'll have to make a decision soon. Don't worry, I will. I just need a little more time to think about it. Well, I've been waiting here for you. I'll be waiting here for you when you decide. Come tell me. What should I do? If I help Jovian win, I'll betray the State Union and everything I've done since I first came here. But if I pass this information to the State Army, it means betraying my best friend. The only one who continued to believe in me up till now. Even if I did that, there's no guarantee the war would end. Even if Jovian loses the battle, he could still retreat and regroup. Yourself, you're the one of the few who isn't tied to either country. What do you think? Daniel, you can't possibly expect to make such a decision for me. You can't possibly expect me to make this decision. Exactly as you said, the fate of the war now lies in your hands. That's an incredible burden to bear when you're not sure which outcome is best. But I'm just a mere scholar. I couldn't possibly tell you what to do. What about me then? Am I really qualified to make that decision? Can't even ask anyone for advice. I'm not 100% sure they'd be quiet about it, and the last thing I'd want is for it to leak out. Angel said she knew I'd make the right choice, but what is she expecting from me? I just don't know. I'd rather have not known about it in the first place. At least then I wouldn't have been responsible. Well, there are many things on our journey so far that we'd rather not have happen. But they have, and that's not much we can do about that. Wishing you had known nothing is not going to bring you any closer to the answer, unless you want to do nothing and feign ignorance. Doing nothing? You just mean letting it happen? No, no matter what happens, the knowledge that I could have made a difference would be too much for me. Difficult indeed. Daniel, you've only been talking about two options, helping one side or helping the other. Why don't you start looking for another solution? Another solution? Is there really a third option? If I'm not leading either side to victory, then what? Of course, I could, but is that really possible? It'll need work, but... Yourself, I need to go see Angel. You found a solution? I don't know if I found the solution, but I did rediscover what my purpose here was. That was quick. I don't know if it'll work, but I have to try it. Thank you, yourself. Having the opportunity to talk to someone about it helped a lot. On va mettre une deuxième slot au cas où. Nothing to report, sir. Aïe, enfuis-toi pas. On va faire un détour. Yep. Hello Michael, good to see you. I've just finished my last interview. Come take a look. Je vais pas le lire. Je vais le lire, je vais pas poser pour le lire. C'est ce que je veux dire. The Sun Clan. I flunked in the army, but the ninjas were easier. Let's talk about the spirit. Fait que là, je ne sais plus à quel point c'est tout véridique qu'est-ce que Rothschild a écrit. Je pense que ça peut être tout véridique, mais je suis pas complètement certain. Dans ma tête, c'était... Puis c'est peut-être ça, là. Puis ils ont toujours été des ninjas, lui et sa sœur. Have you made a decision yet? I guess. I don't know, but apparently I did. Yes, I have. It took some time, but I finally realized the obvious. Just wait, Angel. This may not be the easiest choice, but I believe that it's the right one. Sir. C'est Bast. Ouais. The Colonel ordered everyone to gather outside. We're moving out immediately. What? Is this some kind of joke? No, sir. He was dead serious. Tell him I'll be right there. And better have a damn good reason for this. What's going on here, Daniel? What the hell are you doing? Right on time, Bast. We're about to move out. We had to intercept the enemy force heading towards Matrek. An attack? Where are they coming from? Kierkegaard 3rd Legion is coming from the southeast and will reach the city by dawn. Don't worry, I have everything under control. What do you mean, everything under control? What are you going to do? To do what I've always done, Bast. To try keep the peace. Everyone move out. We have to reach Matrek before Kierkegaard forces do. City's almost in sight. We're approaching the final battle. What? It's Kierkegaard, but that's impossible. Where did they come from? We've received no warning from any of the border guards. How could they have gotten here undetected? Save that for later. First, we need to do something about them. By the look of it, they mobilized an entire legion. The Matrix Guard alone can't handle this. Quick, send out a messenger to Mayfall, Elysium, and all minor defense posts. This is an emergency of the highest degree. All we can do is hold out until reinforcements arrive. 3 archers, 3 horse, 3 infantry. Il me semble que c'est pas beaucoup. Look like we've caught them off guard. The city's defense are in a state of confusion. March on, everyone. We have to gain the upper hand while we still have the element of surprise. Don't have enough time against a force of this large. Is there nothing we can do? Après dire, le même nombre de units, là, mais... Wait, what's that? Whoop! Dans le milieu! On n'a pas d'archer. Captain, it's the Elysium army. They're here, but that's impossible. How could it have made it here so quickly? I move out of my own accord, Captain. I was informed that this battle would occur. What? Are you saying you knew this attack was going to happen? Why didn't I hear about this? Yes, informing you was one of my options, but not what I ultimately chose to do. Daniel? With the information I had, I could have led either side to victory in this battle. However, that's not what I've been fighting for. My whole reason for here is to stop the fighting in the first place. This battle, this whole war is pointless. And it should not continue for any longer than necessary. Jovian, go home. Kurgard has already lost its advantage. You can no longer afford the cost of fighting this war. 2nd and 4th Legion have already suffered decisive defeat. And if you move any further, I'll make sure you'll fare no differently. There's nothing more for you to gain here, just give up. Captain, this man is my friend. Even though we're on different sides now, I know he still thinks of me as the same way as before. I can't let him fight a lost battle, and I can't let him be captured or die here. I've shown Kurgard that the State Union is capable of defending itself. Now it's time to end this conflict. I say to you the same I did to Jopian. Move no further, I will order the Elysium army to fight back. Daniel, is this the right choice? I don't know, Angel. No, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. This is the only decision I could make. Tapis sur tout le monde. Angel, I never thought you'd forsake our country for the sake of us too. I guess I underestimated you. And you too, Daniel. What you've accomplished here in such a short time is just amazing. I don't think I could have done it myself. General Knight, what are we supposed to do? I know, Daniel. He's serious about this. If we advance, the Elysium army will hit us in the flank. We might win, but it will be a bloodbath. I can't go that far. Team, you left me no other option than to retreat, Daniel. Goodbye. I hope we can meet again under better conditions sometime soon. Colin, what are you doing? Intercept the enemy at once. We can deal Kurgar Lethal Blue right here. I can't do that, Captain. Everything will hand here. No more blood will be spilled. This is a direct order. We can't trust them to end it here. We have to strike first to maintain our advantage. First you withhold vital information from me, and now you refuse to obey my orders. Your action will bring us ruin upon us all. Knew it. I knew you couldn't be trusted. You couldn't be trusted. Looks like Kurgard is pulling out, and there's no sign of the state army pursuing us. They're probably not going after Kurgard by themselves. Glad that's over. I had no idea how they were going to react. You did great, sir. But it wasn't easy. Far from it. Everyone, you're probably all confused about what just happened. Maybe even angry. That's fine. Never forced any of you to fight for me, and I will not force you to stay. The decision is up to you. But remember this. Our countries have seen one war after the other. I will not end until we stop perpetuating the hatred between our countries. Think about what you're fighting for. Is it to defend your own home or to destroy the enemies? This battle has ended without a single casualty. None of you had to risk your lives or die. Well, technically they all risked their lives there. Isn't that how it should always be? Maybe you think I'm naive and idealistic, but I've experienced life on both sides, and there is really no difference. Hello, Jasper. Colonel Vineyard, your actions are beyond my comprehension. You must have your reason, but I don't understand it, and I never will. I'm here on behalf of Captain Aaron of the Metric. You have left us no choice. Colonel Vineyard, you're under arrest for treason. What? I understand. I'll come with you. Don't do it, sir. If you go with them, you'll be... No, Yara. I must take responsibility for my action. They must come to understand, otherwise it was all for nothing. This is also something I have to do. Lead the way. I'm yours. Daniel, was that really the right decision? You trusted him? Il a laissé tout le choix, fait que, ouais, assume. You see now, Chancellor, we were right from the beginning. Now we finally see the continuous threat that Kurgar posed to our nation and the treachery of its people. You can't defend them any longer. This is a direct attack on the country. Please calm down, Governor. We don't have all the facts yet. We shouldn't jump to any conclusions. Jumping to conclusions, the event speaks for itself. We must set an example. Disband the Elysium army and bring it under command of our own people. Make its commander pay for betraying our trust. Running out of patience, Chancellor. And so are the people. They will reach the same conclusion as we have, and you will lose their support if you do not take action. The future of the very nation you've built is at stake here. Miller may fall. Listen to us, Chancellor. Bank is dead, Highland is out of control, and we lost Helman Island. This is the worst situation we've been since the formation of the State Union. A signal of unity to the people of this country is necessary. What better way than to make an example of that Kierkegaard man who embody exactly what we struggle against? The traitor deserves it. Captain Aaron, please tell me you haven't lost your mind as well. You arrested that traitor, haven't you? Yes, Daniel Vineyard is in our custody. Captain, the governors are telling me that Colonel Vineyard has brought our nation to the brink of destruction. What is your take on the matter? It is clear to me that the Colonel has no sense of loyalty to us and only follows order when it suits his own goals. Regardless of what his reasons were, he kept information about Kierkegaard's plans from us and disobeyed direct orders. I will not make any judgment about the future of our country, but he has disgraced the state army with his actions. I'm sorry, I failed. Daniel Vigneault will stand trial in state court. They will decide what will happen to him. Beau. Ouais, c'est ça. Mr. Vineyard? Nice to meet you. My name is Beau, and I'm the lawyer who will be representing you in court. A lawyer? I never asked for one. Well, that may be so. I was hired on behalf of the Elysium Army by Angel Windsor. But, well, I guess she's part of the Elysium Army, mais je pense pas qu'elle a grand sway so far. Hein? Angel hired you to defend me? It would be in your best interest to allow me to help you. I don't want to come across as arrogant, but my case history is good. Sorry, but I don't need your help. I had my reason for what I've done, and that's exactly what I'll say in court. I don't need anyone to bend the truth. I have to do this myself, or I'll never be able to convince them. Ah, but Mr. Vinyan, even if you have your reason, can you really express them in such a way that it will sway the court? You may believe that you are right, and perhaps you are, but that's not enough. Being right does not mean being perceived as such. It's my task as your lawyer to understand your motivation and properly convey them to the court in the form of a plea built upon the foundation of the state law. Forgive me for saying so, as I haven't heard the full story yet, but aren't you in this situation precisely because your word did not have the desired effect? And may I remind you that the law states that if you are not satisfied with your lawyer, you may replace or remove him at any time. Truly, you will lose nothing by allowing me to organize your defense. I don't know. I can't help but feel that if my message passes through someone else, it will lose its effect. But the Elysium Army specifically hired you to defend me. If you've been there, you must have seen it. All those people, they follow me this far on their own free will. They did everything I asked of them, and when I asked them to risk their life for me, they did it. And now all they're asking back from me is to accept your help on their behalf. If I go in there on my own and lose, I would never be able to face them again. I'll accept your help. I will do my very best to live up to my client's expectations. First of all, and most importantly, you'll have to tell me your side of the story. I hope you have a while. It's all started several months ago, and a lot has happened since then. Oh my, it seemed there is even more to the story than I was anticipating. However, I don't think most of it will be relevant to our cause. Let us first go through the actual charges against you. Now, first and foremost, there is a charge of treason against the State Union. This is the main charge, and the most serious. It is also likely to be the only charge we can contest. Now, let's see. First of all, would you say that the decision you made were the one you thought would be the best for the state? Definitely. Maybe not the ones in charge, but yes, in my view, the choice I made was in the best interest of everyone, including the State Union. Well then, the next step would be to convince the judge that your standpoint is correct. or in the very least, justifiable. Treason, after all, is defined as taking action to harm one country, in this case, the State Union of Zalmani. If it turns out that your decision was indeed beneficial to the country, then there would not have been any treason. Even if the judge decided that your action hurt the State Union, but not intentionally so, the charge would be significantly weakened. So if they decide that it was just bad judgment on my side, the sentence would be a lot lower. Well, yes, it may be difficult to have you acquitted of all charges, but we can most certainly avoid the worst fate. Now, we should move on. It seemed that out of all the decisions you've made, one in particular was questionable. I'm referring to your refusal to inform State Army of the upcoming Kirkguard attack. That's understandable, but I have my reason for that. Please tell me as much as you can. Any detail could help. Est-ce qu'il a admis qu'il a abandonné le State Army? Parce que ça, c'est un autre truc important as far as treason is concerned. I won't lie, at first the reason I told no one else was because I simply hadn't made up my mind yet. But I don't think this is relevant. By the time I did make a decision, there was still more than enough time left. But even then, you remained silent. Why? To explain that, I have to explain why I made the choice that I made. There were 4 options open for me. Fight Kirkguard, aid Kirkguard, do nothing, or prevent the battle altogether. As an officer serving under the Chancellor of Zalmani, the right thing for me to do was to fight alongside the Matric Guard. Could have defeated Kirkguard that way, but don't get me wrong, it would still have been a very bloody battle. Besides, it would have brought down Kirkguard. It would have rendered them incapable of continuing the war for now, but they would have definitely been itching for revenge. Now, had I chosen to join the Kirkguard force, well, I don't think I have to explain to the court why I didn't do that. Finally, if I'd chosen to do nothing, the outcome would still have been either of the 2 I just mentioned. The only difference it would have made would be even more casualties on both sides. I see. Now, what in particular moved you to intervene like you did? Well, I think it's very simple, actually. You see, through our combined effort, we managed to defeat General Kaiser and his 2nd Legion in Mayfall. That was something they never anticipated. We struck back with an unexpected force. But I think the plans for Leonius' attack were already being developed when Kaiser was defeated. General Knight, joined in on these plans, giving them no fewer than 3 ways of achieving victory. But Leonius was defeated, and although we lost Highland, we reclaimed Mayfall, and Matrek defense was still impenetrable. General Knight was already underway at the time, and turning back would have been too dangerous. To put it shortly, this was Kirkguard's last chance to truly defeating the State Union. I believe that this could very well be the end of the war, and it was that belief that motivated me. Why risk the lives of thousands of people when the result will not change anything? If anything, I was hoping it would reduce the strife between Kirkguard and Zalmani somewhat. That is an interesting point. In the end, you were just protecting the lives of your men. I'll leave it at that for now. The trial is still a good month away, but we should waste no time with our defense. I'll return in a couple of days after I've done more investigation on the matter, and most likely there will be more visits after that. Thank you for helping me. But it is my job. Jovian. Je contrôle probablement pas le texte. Ouais. Angel. Brum, brum. Danielle. Always the 3 of us. Brunhild. 3. That's right. 3. Faceplant Dumber. As I've said before, she deceived you. Oh, tu parles avec ton alter ego? Is that the truth? Why would I lie to you? Le choix de... And they deceived me too. Le choix de musique de Final Fantasy. Obvious pourquoi ici, là? No, they were deceived themselves. Hey, wake up. Avoid her at all costs. Right? On va appeler ça un épisode ici et revenir la prochaine fois. Alors, au revoir et à bientôt.